Armstrong used to play football?
Apparently. Quarterback for the University of Texas, so he must have been pretty good, too.
So the star quarterback turns big-time politician, huh? Guess he'd have no problem dodging shoes from angry protesters.
Well, it shows he's always been a leader, one way or another.
He's obviously not some dumb jock, or this would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't go pro, right? We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
They would have chewed him up and spit him out. He looks strong for a politician, but nothing too serious. Definitely no wind of destruction.
Well, sure. He's not exactly a seasoned fighter either. Didn't see any action with the Navy, and you know he can't be a cyborg. A public figure couldn't hide that for long, not with current tech.
Yeah, he may be an asshole, but he shouldn't be much of a threat.
Well, he wouldn't be in Pakistan, in any case. I'm sure it's all being run by underlings and cronies. No trail to lead back to him.
Too bad. I was looking forward to killing him with my own two hands.
We can't go around killing civilians just for being evil, Raiden. We're not even at war here. Just stop the assassination attempt, Raiden. One thing I've been thinking? Sam and the rest of the Winds were all in the U.S. Maybe they didn't expect any major resistance over there. Or maybe they left security up to someone else.
Maybe so. If it's a cyborg, I hope his insurance is paid off. You know all the rules of football, Kev?
Huh? Well, enough to watch it at least. Why?
Just curious. I can never keep track of everything going on, all those rules.
It's not that complicated, Raiden. You never watched it? Actually, you ever watched any sport?
What can I say? I'm a man of culture, Kev. Give me a good movie over some dumb game any day.
Culture? Oh, the sensitive artsy cyborg type, right?
Right. Anyway, basketball's more my speed. Get the ball, put it in the net, 2 points.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's all there is to basketball. I swear, you crack me up sometimes, man.
So the president's visit to Pakistan, it's meant...
Right. You probably know this.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I thought
they did now.
Wouldn't I know?
Yeah, he won't.
And how do his...
There's
Some, what about...
They have...
People are... No.
What's up? By the way, you mind if I ask, what's she like?
Who, Sonny? I don't know. Kind of a child prodigy, I guess.
You're the one who rescued her, right? From the Patriot lab?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a long story, but in the end, yeah.
Then she was handed over to Dr. Emmerich.
Right. We had to hide her away at first, from the Patriots. It wasn't exactly fun. She couldn't even go outside for the most part.
That's terrible.
But in the meantime, Otto, Dr. Emmerich, taught her all about programming and computer engineering. It was her code that destroyed the Patriot AIs. After the dust settled, Dr. Emmerich adopted her, officially becoming her legal guardian.
But how'd she end up at Solus? What about school?
She went. For about a year, I think. She was way too far ahead of her peers, though. Probably could have qualified for her BS in computer engineering by that point.
Why not go through with it? Just get the degree.
We discussed it, but Sonny was more interested in Solus by then. Dr. Emmerich had contacts there, so...
So now she's designing launch vehicles and stuff, huh? Wish I had some of that talent.
Well, a lot of it might be the Patriots doing. Who knows what their experiments did to her brain.
And in the end, she used it to destroy them. The irony, huh? So there's one thing I still don't get. If World Marshal's making it look like Desperado hacked their cyborgs, wouldn't that damage their reputation? Maybe they can hide the fact that they're involved in terrorism that way, but wouldn't they still be liable for the fact that they, got hacked?
They probably would, yeah. But the only thing they're looking for here is a profit. Maybe they need to demonstrate neglect if they're gonna make any money off of this.
How so?
Well, Kevin dug up some intel. Half of the contractors stationed here didn't get their contracts renewed at the end of March. The US government rewrote their contract with Marshal earlier. Had to cut military spending after all, with the recession going on.
And so they'll say the contractors were spread too thin to prevent the hacking.
Exactly. And that'll only encourage the army to boost their Marshal headcount. I can't say if the military's directly involved in this assassination attempt or not, but...
Well, what happened to the contractors they laid off?
Who knows? Hopefully they found work. But work like that isn't exactly easy to come by. Ever since the war economy died down, after the Patriots, life's been pretty much hand-to-mouth for a lot of contractors.
Huh. When you put it that way, I can almost understand what Sundowner was saying.
Yeah, but starting a war just to boost your profits? That's crazy, Courtney. If there's no work for contractors out there, it's time to find another industry to work in. Not that I have any right to say that, but...
Oh, come on, Raiden. Maybe you like to fight, sure, but you're not that... twisted.
Yeah, well, in any case, I better get to work. Raiden out.
What's up? No?
No, just one.
In Pakistan already, and so quickly. Ah, science never ceases to amaze me.
When it's for peaceful purposes, you mean?
Well, yes, of course. Of course. I must say, though, the engineer behind that RLV craft looked rather young to me.
Yeah, a gifted kid, you might say.
I would love a chance to meet her sometime.
Why? What would you say to her?
Oh, I don't know. It's always just such a stimulating experience. Speaking with scientists from fields other than mine, that is. It often leads to all sorts of new insights, new ideas to work with. And speaking of that, I've yet to meet Dr. Emmerich, too.
I doubt you two would get along, actually.
Oh, you think so?
Anyway, how are the brains doing?
Oh, just fine. Safe and sound in Mexico. Now I just have to get them loaded and en route to Germany. Of course, the real challenge will come after that, I suppose.
Yeah. We'll get there when we get there.
Indeed. Indeed. Do be careful in the meantime. In Pakistan already, and so quick.
When it's...
yeah.
What?
Oh, it ends... Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, now...
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hey, Wolf. What did you and Sam talk about before we fought?
Nothing of note. He was not one to reveal himself to others.
All right. You don't have to tell me.
Raiden, I do not feel good about this. Do not allow yourself to be caught off guard.
Duly noted. Hey, Wolf. Know anyone named Kubayama?
Kubayama? No. Perhaps I have heard it before, but...
Huh. Well, no big deal. Just thought it might ring a bell.
I apologize that I am unable to help.
Nah, forget it.
Unless I am mistaken, Yama is Japanese for mountain.
Huh?
Does that help?
No. The Colonel told me he met Kubayama once. Probably someone's name.
A significant number of sumo wrestlers use the term Yama as part of their ring name. Perhaps this Kubayama is in the sumo business.
Makes sense, sure. I just wish there was some way of knowing what that AI was trying to tell me. Don't suppose you know where Shiboniji is either, huh?
No, Raiden. I don't.
Hey, Wolf. What did you and Sam talk about? All right.
Ride do not do.
How was the ride?
Hey, Sonny. Fine, thanks. Though I wouldn't call it the smoothest ride ever. You sure that thing's really airworthy?
Well, what do you expect? You're traveling at a few dozen times the speed of sound. I mean, she operates well within all the projected margins of safety, so yes. We'll have to work on the turbulence levels a bit before we can take tourists on it. But come on, you really can't complain.
So, it's meant mainly for cargo at the moment?
Mm-hmm. We got a contract with COTS, NASA's Commercial Orbital Transportation Services. Mostly handling space deliveries, that kind of thing. We also joined the C3PO, the Commercial Crew and Cargo Program Office's passenger transport program.
So soon we'll have private spacecraft bringing crew to the International Space Station. Wild times we're living in.
Well, the space race has been over for decades now. It's no longer something countries engage in for vanity's sake. Still, lots of people are starting to see the industrial value of zero-gravity experiments. Plus, the costs are getting lower and lower with each passing year, to the point where we'll have a serious space tourism industry before long.
Yeah, I heard about the space hotel the Russians opened up. But we're still not going any further than orbit, right?
Well, One company's planning to have a lunar landing craft complete by 2020. Not ours, though. I'm just hoping we can get to Jupiter while Hal's still alive.
Jupiter, huh? Wow, that's pretty far.
Oh, hey! How did Earth look from up there?
I can't even put it into words. I know I was still under the Kármán line, but it looked exactly like every satellite photo of Earth I've ever seen. No borders, no nothing. Just a whole lot of blue. Hopefully next time around I can take my time and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But first things first, you know?
Yup. Well, good luck, Jack. Raiden.
You designed that thing too, Sonny?
Nobody designed her.
Nobody?
Yep. She pretty much evolved by herself.
I think I may be missing something here.
We used a genetic algorithm to make it. Ever hear of that? They use it to build the cars for bullet trains and stuff. Basically, we start by creating a few different models of aircraft. The data for each design is treated as the genes for a new aircraft. They all get crossbred with each other in virtual space. Eventually, you come up with offspring that exhibit genes from each original design.
Offspring?
You know, children. Each child then competes with the others for survival in the virtual space. The kids that have the best aerodynamic traits survive and pass on their genes, creating the next generation of aircraft. You get this sort of gene-based evolution across generations, like animals in real life.
I'm having a hard time imagining aircraft having kids like that. Anyway, what's with the two wings on the top and the bottom?
Oh yeah, the swept wings? They're set up so that the sonic booms they create wind up bashing against each other, cutting down on shockwaves. The idea has been hard to implement due to issues with elevation and wingtip treatment, but thanks to the genetic algorithm, the RLV worked out all the problems herself.
Herself, huh? Makes it sound like you're more breeder than designer. So what happened with the RLV after it dropped me off?
Running on autopilot, she'll circumnavigate the Earth and head back.
Wow, a trip around the world, huh?
That's the sort of distance you need to reach orbital velocity. She had to lower her altitude pretty drastically to drop the landing craft. So getting back up for her was a pretty rough trip.
Rough? How?
In terms of damage to the craft, I mean. Running in ramjet mode helps conserve fuel a lot, so she's good there, but yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no. All in the name of peace, right? Besides, it made for a good load experiment. I'm kind of surprised it actually worked, actually.
What?
Oh,